Ever wondered why your credit card bill is higher than what you spent? That's not a mistake. That's how the system works. Most people use credit cards without really understanding them. One small mistake, and you could be paying interest, hurting your credit score, or falling into debt without even realizing it. In the next few minutes, I'll break it down in the simplest way possible so you don't make the mistakes most beginners do. A credit card sits in your pocket, a thin piece of plastic that acts as a gateway to two entirely different realities. It can build a foundation for your financial future, or it can lock you into a cycle of debt that lasts for years. The difference is not in the card itself, but in how you navigate the mechanics of the system. Think of your credit card provider as a trusted friend who offers you a hand. When you use that card, you are entering a pact. If you pay them back on time, their trust in you grows, and your financial reputation strengthens. But if you delay, that friendship sours, and the fees begin to pile up. If you stop paying entirely, that trust vanishes instantly, and your access to credit is revoked. The system is designed to reward those who understand the rules and penalize those who treat it with indifference. You are either the master of this tool, or you are the one being used. You have to decide today whether you are going to be a borrower who falls into the trap, or a strategist who turns the system into your greatest asset. When you swipe that card at a register, you are not spending your own cash. You are initiating a short-term loan. The money leaving the register belongs to the bank, not you. You are effectively borrowing their capital with a silent, binding promise to return it later. Every account comes with a fixed credit limit, a hard ceiling that dictates the absolute maximum you are permitted to borrow. This limit is not a suggestion. It is a boundary set by the bank based on their assessment of your reliability. If you attempt to push past this ceiling, the transaction is denied, and the system stops you cold. The mechanics are simple. You use their money to facilitate your life, and in exchange, you must prove you are capable of returning it. This is where the dynamic shifts. If you treat the credit limit as your own personal wealth, you lose control. But if you ignore the limit or fail to honor the repayment, the bank pulls the rug out from under you. They revoke your access. Now, if this is already helping you, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Moving on. To master the system, you must stop thinking in individual transactions and start thinking in cycles. Every credit card operates on a 30-day billing cycle. During these 30 days, you make your purchases, and the bank tracks every cent. Once the cycle hits its end, a statement date triggers the generation of your bill. This is your first critical checkpoint. You do not have to pay the moment the cycle ends. Instead, you enter a grace period, typically lasting 15 to 25 days. This is where the real strategy begins. If you time your purchases to occur right after a new billing cycle starts and then pay your full balance before the final due date, you effectively secure a free short-term loan for nearly 50 days. You are using the bank's capital to fund your life without paying a single cent in interest. It is a precise, calculated maneuver. This is the difference between being a passive user and a strategic player who commands the clock. However, the system is designed with a hidden, jagged edge. The moment you fail to pay the full balance by the due date, the grace period evaporates. The trap snaps shut. You are no longer borrowing interest-free capital, you are now paying for the privilege of debt. The bank immediately applies the annual percentage rate, or APR. In the United States, this rate often hovers between 20 and 30%. This is not a fee. It is a compounding weight that begins to crush your financial momentum. When the APR activates, it does not care about your intentions. It calculates interest daily on your average balance. Suddenly, every purchase you made during that cycle becomes significantly more expensive than the price tag suggested. You are now operating on the bank's terms, not your own. The bank profits directly from this transition. They rely on the fact that many users will stumble. Once the APR is applied, the balance grows even if you stop spending entirely. You are trapped in a cycle where the interest itself begins to accrue interest. The tool you use to manage your life has transformed into a financial anchor. You have moved from being the one winning to being the one funding the bank's profit margins. If you find yourself unable to pay the full balance, the bank offers a seemingly helpful exit: the minimum payment. Do not be fooled. This is not a path to freedom. It is a calculated mirage designed to keep you paying forever. Consider a balance of $5,000. You receive your statement, and it shows a minimum payment of perhaps $100. You pay it, feeling you have avoided the worst. But look at the math. That $100 barely covers the interest accrued for the month. The principal balance remains almost entirely untouched. You are effectively paying for the privilege of staying in debt. Month after month, you send your money to the bank, and month after month, the debt barely shrinks. The interest consumes every dollar you contribute, ensuring the bank collects profit while your financial future remains stagnant. You are trapped in a slow-motion disaster. If you continue this pattern, you are not just paying for your purchases. You are paying for them 3 or 4 times over. You are signing up for a life sentence. Every time you choose the minimum, you are choosing to lose. The minimum payment is the most expensive mistake you can make. Beyond the interest trap, there is a silent metric that dictates your financial standing: credit utilization. This is the ratio of your current balance to your total available credit limit. It is a number that lenders watch with predatory precision. Imagine your credit limit is $10,000. You make a series of large purchases totaling $8,000. You have used 80% of your available credit. To the bank, this is not just a high balance. It is a red flag signaling financial instability. You are operating too close to the edge of your capacity. Lenders interpret this as a sign that you are overextended and potentially desperate for cash. The impact on your credit score is immediate and often unexpected. Even if you have never missed a payment, a high utilization ratio can cause your score to plummet overnight. The golden rule for maintaining a healthy score is to keep this ratio low. Aim to keep your utilization below 30% and ideally under 10%. High utilization is a silent score killer that can lock you out of future financial opportunities without you ever realizing why. You can flip the script, stop being a victim of the bank's profit model, and start treating the system as a tool for your own gain. The secret lies in the gap between when you spend and when the bank reports your balance to the credit bureaus. Most providers report your balance on your statement date. If you wait until the due date, your high usage is already recorded, damaging your score. The pro move is simple. Pay your balance in full days before the statement date. By clearing the debt early, you force the bank to report a near-zero utilization ratio. Your score stays pristine, regardless of how much you actually spent during the month. Now, consider the rewards. Banks dangle cashback and travel points to lure you into carrying a balance, banking on the fact that you will pay interest. But if you pay in full every single month, you never pay a cent of interest. You are essentially getting paid to use their money. You are winning the game they built to defeat you. The bank wants your interest, but you are only giving them your loyalty for the rewards. Mastering the system requires more than just clever timing. It demands rigid adherence to a set of non-negotiable rules. To protect your financial future, you must commit to a strict never list. First, never carry a balance. The moment you fail to pay in full, you surrender your advantage and hand the bank the profit they crave through compounding interest. It is the fastest way to turn a credit card into a debt anchor. Second, never miss a payment. A single late mark can haunt your credit report for years, erasing months of careful progress. It signals unreliability. Third, avoid the desperation of applying for multiple cards in a short window. Every application triggers a hard inquiry. If you apply for several cards at once, you look like a borrower in crisis, scrambling for liquidity. Lenders interpret this as high risk. Stay consistent, stay disciplined, and never let the convenience of plastic override the reality of your actual financial capacity. You have navigated the mechanics, identified the traps, and mastered the timing. Now you must adopt the one principle that governs every successful financial journey. It is the golden rule. Treat your credit card exactly like a debit card. This is not a suggestion. It is the fundamental shift that separates the indebted from the empowered. When you reach for that card, ignore the fact that the bank is lending you money. Imagine instead that you are pulling cash directly from your own checking account. If you do not have the funds sitting in your bank today, you do not swipe, period. This mental barrier eliminates the illusion of extra wealth. By forcing yourself to account for every purchase as if it were an immediate deduction from your savings, you remove the temptation to live beyond your means. You are no longer borrowing, you are simply using a different medium to execute your own spending. When you operate with this level of discipline, the credit card transforms. It becomes a tool that builds your reputation, secures your future, and rewards your consistency. You have the knowledge to control the system. The bank provides the platform, but you provide the rules. Walk forward with the certainty that you are the one in control of your financial destiny. You are not just managing debt, You are building a legacy of credit health that will serve you for decades to come. The system is yours to command. Use it wisely. Thank you for watching. If you want to understand money in a simple way, this channel will help you. Consider subscribing the channel.